Hello, I decided to convert a brew boiler that used to work on propane into an electric system. This is the size of my brew kettle. It's about 13 inches high and it's about 13 inches across diameter. This is a view of the element that I intend to put in and its size, which is a little over 12 inches. This is a very powerful element at 5500 watts. Because the kettle is so big, you do need to have a large element. Next, the kettle will have a hole drilled in it and filed and wherever you need to get that to work. As the element doesn't have a cap or cover over it, some kind of fashioning needs to be done so that it can be safe to be used. I've used an electrical box here. It could have done with one without knockouts, but I couldn't find one. Anyway, you have to make a hole so that the element will go through the box, and when you fasten it in place on the boiler, it will be secure. Because the element is such a big one, it does need 240 volts supply. You cannot do this kind of power with only 120 volts. Now this is the part that's quite interesting, I think, and gives very good control over temperature. You can see a latch up there, the plug top that goes into the 240 volt supply, goes to an electrical unit which I'll describe, and then it goes on to the heater. Now the electrical unit is from eBay and it's known as a 9500 watt high power silicon controlled rectifier electronic volt regulator speed controller dimmer. That's what you need. It costs about $20 and it will do a good job for you. In effect, it controls the power of the device all the way from nothing up to full power. It does it by altering the voltage from 0 to 240. It actually does it by altering the waveform and when it switches and so on. It's quite technical, but never mind that. It's just for you a very good power controller. Now the two wires on the left that you can see on this electronic device are the two hot wires. There's 240 volts between them coming in from the main receptacle. The two other wires, white and black again, are the two wires going out of the unit to the heater. Again, they will be at 240 volts on maximum. From the plug top in the receptacle, I also brought a third wire. Now you don't seem to need neutral whatsoever for this particular unit, but I do like to have things earthed or grounded. So I had a third wire and I will take that to the box on the brew bucket where the heater is and connect it to that box so that there will be an earth connection there. I think that's quite important. And now for something different. No, really. This is just so I can witter. I think it's very safe, or will be much safer if you put this electronic unit in some kind of box to keep prying fingers away from it. And don't forget it's 240 volts on those terminals. So the box is up to you, I'm afraid. That's entirely your side of things. I haven't done mine yet, but I will be doing. Can anybody see rings in this pattern? Anyway, the wiring for this project should be about 10 gauge or maybe 8 gauge. The current totally will be around 23 amps at 240 volts. So you need quite heavy wire. Before you actually completely finish it off, just check things, run it a while, make sure nothing's getting too hot, especially the wiring and the unit of the heatsink. This is a view of the electrical box that it houses the head of the heater, and you can see the wiring connections there. The third wire is the grounding wire, and that will go under the lid, which is not in place at this time. The view now is showing the element inside its brew kettle, and the most difficult part I found to get was actually that nut that fastens it in place, and behind it is a silicone round ring washer. But I did get one, and it's at bargainfittings.com. Hope it all works out for you. I think it's a useful project.